Coming up on today's Code Bet Daily, we pitch some new TV shows, but also we're talking NFL futures, Women's World Cup. Stats guy, what are you looking at?
An F1 future for McLaren to tear it up, hopefully.
Pretty good. Alex?
We're just continuing to be scabs during this strike.
I dig it. All right, we're talking player props, game picks, best bets, rate my multi as well. It's all in there. It's chockers with absolutely every sport under the sun, I think, this one. It's pretty good. Check it out. It's Code Bet Daily. Yeah. Welcome to Code Bet Daily. It is Tuesday, August 15. All day, I'll tell you that much. This is episode 174 of this year program. It's called Code Bet Daily because that's what it is. It's code, it's betting, it's daily. I am your host, Jaymz Clements. I'm the editor of a very good website and a surprise twist. It's called Code Bet, gentlemen. It really is. It is. I'm joined, as always, by the pontiffs. That's right, the pontiffs of punting. We've got Alex Donnelly over there.
Feeling good. Just trying to get through to today. As I'm just really wanting to get to tomorrow night when we do the live stream for the Tillies.
Okay. Well, your mustache also screams Epstein Island, but that's fine. We've also got the stats guy.
That is exactly why I didn't grow a mustache today.
One of the two
I was about to
reasons.
say because you're a child already and then you look like a...
No, I used to have a mustache, but yeah, I'm staying away from it just for the podcast, I reckon.
I think a mustache would make you look much swarthier. I'm here for that.
Okay, I'll
Just
let you. I'll
Maybe you should try and grow one in like November. We should all just grow one. Like
I'm down.
you're
I've done
already
it before,
way
yeah.
ahead, so
I win.
yeah.
Nice.
Like Gerald's got one going over there too. Look at him.
Maybe we should all have one.
Team mustache. Righto, this is it.
Team
Code,
Discovery Channel.
Code Mo Daily. We are talking player props, game picks, best bets. I do have a sneaky rate my multi in there that you can't actually multi at the moment because we're too
Then
far.
it's not a multi.
I'm going to rate that
too
a 0
far.
then.
I give it a 0 because you can't rate it.
It's four legs, it's the unders, but I'll get to that later. Anyway, we're talking a whole mess of stuff. I'm covering a whole range of NFL preseason bets because that's what I do, but also my first preseason betting guide went up on the site yesterday. Just basically
Awesome, yeah.
the 5 best.
There's some great names there.
Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
Love that.
Chubb.
I didn't even say Tank Brigsby once.
Oh,
The best name. The best name. But I'll be talking rushing and receiving yards leaders as well as some over-under team wins as well as the Women's World Cup for tonight and tomorrow. So the 2 semi-finals should be good. Stats guy, what are you looking at?
yeah, some tennis that I followed on from yesterday, some NRL, just an early Thursday night look, Women's World Cup, and an F1 future.
Jeez.
4 different sports. I thought, why not?
Running the gamut.
Stats guy, more like sports guy.
Yeah.
I like it. All right. And Donnelly, what are you looking at?
EPL Women's World Cup. Keeping it pretty simple today. Going to keep the powder dry for the Tilly show later today.
Cool.
Tomorrow's
Yeah.
Tilly show. Good job.
Nice.
Nice one. Way to show the peek behind the curtain there, Alex. All right.
I've just broken the fourth wall. Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Put you through the fourth wall. I'll tell you that much. All right, time for player props.
It's time for player props.
It really is. Thanks, me. Player props, rushing yards leader. Now, I've mentioned this before, and I've sort of broken it down a couple of ways. Saquon Barkley is probably still my favorite, like, weird little...
What a good name.
Great value guy. $15 for this weird, strange New York Giants football team that doesn't have a giant amount of weapons, ironically.
Giant, yeah.
But they do have a giant tight end named Darren Waller, who they signed from the Raiders this offseason. The problem is they've got nobody else. Thing is, they had no one else last year, and he rushed for 1,300 yards, and he was pretty good, obviously. Thing is, Saquon usually gets hurt. If he stays healthy, he can go 1,300. But with Waller there, I feel like that opens it up a little bit more. You got the threat of Daniel Jones running as well. Basically, it means that Saquon's job should be a little bit easier. I like him as my outsider, but if you want to play it safe, how do you feel about playing safe, stats guy?
Never.
Don't run into
Oh,
traffic.
please. You play everything safe.
You don't know me. You don't
You
know
still
me.
live at home. You're playing it safe.
That's a good point, actually. Derrick Henry came second last year. He's the 2-time rushing yards leader before. This Tennessee Titans team stinks out loud, but they did sign DeAndre Hopkins. He is a weapon and a half as a receiver, right? So the thing is, he rushed for 1,538 yards last year. They had a rookie Treylon Burks as their wide receiver and not much else. Now they have one of the best receivers in the game and improving Treylon Burks. This opens it up a little bit more as well. I feel like we see Derrick Henry. He is like the focal point of the entire Titans offense, right? And they just give him the ball, go, Derrick, run through all those guys. He's like, all right.
Easy.
And off he goes, bang. He's like Nelson Munsing. He's dragging like 4 kids after him.
Does he got to
It's
quit
awesome.
smoking, though?
Yeah. That's why it's so hard to cut you. I love that episode.
He absolutely has
That is a
smashed
great
it.
episode.
And I think like in terms of the top names, right? So if we go through the way that these are priced, Nick Chubb for Cleveland, $6.50 at the moment. Jonathan Taylor he hasn't reported for training camp yet or any of the preseason.
Really?
He's still at $8. Henry's at
Kind
$8.
of not ideal, like if you want to take the $8.
Same thing goes for Josh Jacobs at $14. He is still holding out with the Raiders. So Bijan Robinson's one other one to look at. He's like the fourth favorite at $9 for the Atlanta Falcons. But the thing is, he's a rookie. It's pretty hard for rookies to sort of come in. Look, they can have a big impact as rushing, running backs, but you don't tend to see the rookie come in and lead the league in rushing yards in their first season. So he's probably my best pick for the 2024-25 season, but not this year. So give me Derrick Henry in the rushing yards and receiving yards. I've banged on about Jamar Chase time and time again. I'm still on Jamar Chase. Digging in this a little bit more though, Tyreek Hill's probably a bit underpriced at $11. He's the Miami wide receiver. Thing is, like Miami have questions at quarterback. If Tua Tagovailoa gets hit one more time, he just that might be his career. Like, it might be done for concussions, all right? So we saw him go out last year, and they sort of brought him back, and he did the wobble. It's like, oh, this is horrible. Tua's going to die.
They kept playing him.
Really?
But
that's bad.
when he did play, and last year, Hill came over from Kansas City. It was amazing. He had, 1,700 yards. It was awesome. Came second to Justin Jefferson. $11, though, for Tyreek. He splits a bit of targets with Jalen Waddle. Give us the Penguin Waddle. I love Jalen Waddle.
What a name.
But I think that's a lot of value for Tyreek Hill because he's an absolute gun. And Jamar Chase, though, the $8, he was 17th last year and only 12 games. He still had 1,000 yards. Like, the dude is amazing. So they're probably my two best favorites for that one. Because outside of that, you got Justin Jefferson, who won it last year, $6.50. Receiving yard folks don't tend to go back to back. No one's done it since Megatron back in the mid-thousands, mid-teens. Andre Johnson did it before him as well. Basically, the target share, injuries, this sort of thing tend to bite when it comes to receivers. So Cooper Kupp still probably good value at $11 as well as Hill. Devontae Adams $17, but Jimmy Garoppolo's throwing him the ball. He stinks. One other one just to keep an eye out. The bloke who got pinged for betting on NFL games while being an NFL player. Calvin Ridley.
Sounds like Ivan Toney in the Premier League.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's like, did you bet on the Falcons? No. Offshore accounts. Great job, Calvin. $41 for Calvin Ridley with Trevor Lawrence down there and the Jacksonville Jaguars, who I think are primed to have a massive year. $41. If everybody else has that sort of flattish kind of year and it's like 1,500 yards, he could easily get to it. I'm just saying. He was awesome in Atlanta. I went to a game in Atlanta, saw him score 3 touchdowns in a game. It was sick.
Wow.
Anyway, so my pick is still Jamar Chase, though. He's like the second favorite at 8. Hill, great value at 11. And there's a couple of really good ones for you right there. Alex.
Having a look at the super cyborg, also a really good-looking man in Erling Haaland.
I'm sick of this man.
The hair is luscious cotton. It's got to be. 35 or more goals this season at $2.50 in the EPL. It's just like he never stopped training and scoring goals on the weekend, Jim. It's every cliche you could think of. He's picked up right where he left off.
Yeah.
Just like, yes,
classic
he's like
commentators.
23 and he scores goals for a living. Of course he does that. He literally came up against Burnley. Come on, as if he wasn't going to score. Scored 2 on Friday night. Like, technically speaking, when he'd scored his 2, so I was like, he is on track to score 87 goals this year if he keeps up this per minute ratio.
Maths. That's just maths.
Anyway, you're betting on him to stay fit. That is literally what you were betting on.
I'm betting on him to stay handsome.
Yeah, he's going to.
Yeah, unless he gets punched in the face.
It's the hair. It's glorious. Went 36 goals from 35 games last year, so he did miss a few. He had a groin complaint towards the back end of the season. There was a couple of games.
Groin complaint from lugging that hog around. Jeez.
Man, that's a hard.
I was waiting for it. That just set up Jim. I was looking at him. I was waiting for him to say something.
Alley-oop.
Yeah, exactly.
Simple as that.
So, but there was a couple of games. There was a game against Bournemouth where he dead set should have scored like 4 goals, and he hit the crossbar from me to you away. It's like, okay, you are human. That just proves it. Just that one time.
I don't know if he's human.
That one time.
Looks like an NPC as well.
Yeah, exactly. So if he stays fit, he'll score the 35 goals very easily. He's only got 33 to go already. He's going to break all the records in the EPL. It's probably why Harry Kane's like, I'm going to nope out of this league now because my record is not going to stand for long.
Presses the peace out button.
Yeah. And now he's going to try and learn German. Oh, good luck.
Yeah, did you see that video? He went up to complain to the ref on the weekend, and he's like,
he's
I
in
don't
his
speak
first
German.
game. He's gone to complain to the ref. He's like,
and then he stopped. Yeah.
oh God,
I'm not entirely sure. That was entirely fair. What we're doing? Oh,
Oh,
How do you say referee in German? It's like this long, like super long.
Oberschliegenhausenhausen. There you go.
yeah, caught that, mate.
So anyway, hard to score 35 or more goals this year. It's $2.50 long-term lock in there. Throw it in your long-term bets. You can get $7 about him to score 40 or more if you think he's just going to go full psycho.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Ooh, 40.
40 is a lot.
It is a
the
lot.
record is 36.
35
The
is a lot.
Yeah, the record's
Like-
36.
So basically, you back him to break the record again.
yeah.
Yeah. Backing him to break his own record. Like it's like Harry Kane, it should not be lost on anyone how pathetic Tottenham were last year. And Harry Kane still scored 30.
Exactly, yeah.
That's because he had a big case of the Oberschliegenfliegenhausen. So anyway, stats
yeah.
guy.
The tennis, back to a tip that I did yesterday with Karen Kachanov. I think he's going to get the win over Andy Murray in Cincinnati.
So is that your tip? You just go, I talked about this yesterday.
No, well, I think the game got delayed, so it's on tonight instead of last night now. So
Classic Karen.
yeah, classic Karen.
He complained to the manager.
He complained, yeah. He's like, I want to play in prime time.
I don't feel great. This is not the time I want
The
to
only
play.
man,
I want to
Karen.
play tomorrow. I need to speak to your regional manager.
Well, it is Cincinnati. So
yeah.
There's some kid in Cincinnati going, I can't. I just
Come on,
don't
come on,
wanna
Karen.
bother.
No, look, staying away from Karens in this one. Lloyd Harris taking on Max Purcell, the Aussie Max Purcell. He's charged up the rankings in the just this year. He's into the top 100. He was always struggling to get into that top 100. Would always go decent at the Australian Open, obviously in the home tournament. Now he's 70th in the world. Lloyd Harris has had a few injuries and down to like 180th in the world or something
he
like
has
that.
two first names.
He has two
and
first
last
names, yeah.
Like it's literally the actual double banger.
Pretty much. Harris, yeah, he's been-
Lloyd Harris.
Yeah.
Lloyd
Go
Harris.
figure.
Yeah, it's a weird one. Harris did win this matchup a few years ago, but Purcell's come a long way since then. He's got a great serve and power, and definitely improved on that. Purcell was pretty strong in Toronto in a tournament there. Last week, he beat Felix Auger-Aliassime, who's 14th in the world from Canada. So he's definitely improving. I think he's going to keep moving up the world ranking. So Purcell is the underdog. I think it's just because Harris beat him last time, but Harris has been horrible the last year. Only played a few hard court games, whereas Purcell's 38-10 on hard courts this year, which is a really good record. So Purcell, $2.10, I really like head to head. Yeah.
Go the Aussie.
Go the Aussie, yeah.
Love to see
in
it.
Cincinnati.
Nice one. Let's do some game picks.
What's your best match or game pick?
What is my match or game pick me? Tonight, we have
Jimception.
España taking on Sweden. Hello. The Spanish favourites.
Yep.
By a fair whack, actually. It's $2.20. For Spain, the draw's $3.10 and Sweden, hello, are $3.60. Basically, turn that and flip it around. You got the Australia-England game.
Yeah, I was
as
going
well.
to say.
Pretty
it's
much,
literally,
yeah.
But I've talked about this on yesterday's show. I'm going Sweden still. The two, like digging into it, the Sweden are under 2.5. Stats guy's basically spent his time trying to convince me otherwise, and I'm still telling him to go blow it out his nose. So I'm going Sweden 2-0. I'm going Sweden under 2.5 at the $6. My favourite one's there. I believe in this Swedish defense.
Okay.
I believe, actually, hashtag spoiler alert, I believe in the defense of both these teams I'm going to pick today.
I agree. Yeah.
So I think what we saw with Sweden up against Japan, the more I sort of thought about it, the more I just sort of looked at it all. You do, what is it? There's like a weird stat about, I just had a stroke. Sorry.
You're right.
There's like a weird stat about how no team has like given up 4 goals in a game and won a World Cup.
Yes.
Which is what Spain did, right?
Yeah.
Against
Sure.
Japan. So
I mean, they can still win and still not win the World Cup.
I think Sweden have proven that they can be too tough to score on, and I think Sweden win this one.
Cool.
So Sweden 2-0, I love that exact score, and I think Sweden at under 2.5 is where I'm at, $6. Wednesday night, the Matildas. Australia, $3.40, England, $2.30, and $3.10 for the draw. We are going to get around the Matildas. We will be live streaming with this game. That's right, a betting live stream. We can throw a whole bunch of, ticks here and there around, hopefully, and you can bet along with us. Check it all out and watch the game. The Poms have lost 2 straight semi-finals heading into this semi-final.
It is very England to get to a semi-final
100%.
Nah.
Yeah.
World Cup semi. I better lose this. Or better lose this one. 2-1. They lost both of them to Japan and USA. The Aussies, 4 or 5 of their games have been clean sheets, obviously. Loving this. It's hard to not another clean sheet, though. There's only like 3 or 4 teams that have ever had more in a World Cup.
It's like England, Germany, America
US probably.
twice.
Yeah.
So give me 2-1 Australia. I think just we're going to struggle with the clean sheet again. I just struggle to see England scoring enough
Mackenzie
goals.
Arnold's going to come and drop kick
Well, like
you.
Alex and I were talking about this morning, England had a big game against China. That's China. Whereas the other games where they were like 1-0, they haven't been that good.
About to just talk all over my points I'm about
sorry,
to make
but
about
This is
the
good.
Poms.
Sorry.
Basically, my
I didn't see
pick
you wrote
out of
that.
all this is Australia and over 2.5, $6.50.
Killing me, stats guy.
Absolutely love that sort of Australia just to net 2. I'm going to steer clear again of the halftime, full-time results as we've sort of talked about in some of these other games, but I'm just going to go the Australia and over 2.5.
I'm glad that this game's at 8 o'clock tomorrow night for how loud we're going to get if we score a goal because
Should be a bit rowdy.
we may need to like somehow soundproof these windows because people just 2 kicks away at the MCG will probably hear us.
They will. It's like, what is that noise?
It's just stats guy Alex and Jim losing it.
All right, so there you go. Tuesday, Wednesday's games. Picked Sweden 2-0, Australia 2-1. Alex.
Yeah, again, looking at the Matildas, to qualify, $2.10. So I think that this game hits the unders. You're talking about the overs. I'm thinking that it hits the unders again. Semi-final, it's going to be tense.
Yeah.
Other than that China game, which Stats Guy just mentioned, the Poms have really struggled to score. They scored 6 goals in that game, but it was against China, and China, they stank, let's be honest. But Lauren Jaymz in that game went off and just psycho, scoring goals here, there, and everywhere. Then she also went psycho against Nigeria and decided to stomp on
It
someone.
was so unlike her. I was very weird.
It was a literal it's like
She's very
it
chill,
happened,
like-
and then after she's like, oh god damn, did I do that? Just did not
It
realize.
was in the moment, I think,
Yeah. Anyway, so other than that China game, they scored 4 goals in 4 games. Lauren Jaymz has 3 goals and 3 assists, so has contributed directly to 6 of their 10 goals this tournament.
Yeah.
So really worried about them because defensively both teams are strong. As Jim said, 4 clean sheets for the Aussies, and we haven't looked like cracking. Other than that Nigeria game, which was just
We
weird.
decided not to defend.
We're
for
just
some
like,
reason.
yeah, okay, sure. And then you have a look with Gori in as the central midfielder, central defensive midfielder. She's been fantastic as that link-up player, getting that first touch out from like when Kennedy and Arnold have cleared, and then she's like, oh, there's Mary Fowler. Oh, we have all the space in the world. See you, Caitlin Ford. Go nuts. Kennedy just needs to avoid that one typical cluster muck that she has per game. Like she did against France. She tried to clear it.
Great word, cluster muck.
Yeah.
You've done that
and
well
she
for the
kicked it
podcast.
straight in the air, and it's like, that was a terrible idea. And then she genuinely shirt dragged the French striker down. Should have got a card, but didn't. If she avoids that, I think we're going to hit the unders, and this goes to extra time. 0-0 correct score, $7. 1-0 the Tillies, if we do win the game, is $7.50. That's better than taking Australia and under 1.5 because it's only $7. So go 1-0 Tillies. Let's go.
Wow, I like it.
Good stuff. Stats guy.
FIFA World Cup, FIFA Women's World Cup, I'm just going to quickly touch on. I'm going to go
is
Spain
that what
in this
we're
one.
talking about?
Yeah.
I didn't realise that.
I know, thanks, smartass. Spain, I think, is going to win this one. I know I'm going against Sweden
This
again.
feels like another
I'm not doing
sandwich
another
bet.
sandwich bet. I'm just tipping
You
Spain.
have $200,000. You can bet a sandwich.
He's going into sandwich debt very, very
Yeah,
heavily.
I'm going into sandwich there, so I'm not
He's
going
over,
into
he's over leveraged.
You and
sandwiches.
Albo can join the Wuss Bets line once again.
Oh, no, I'm not going.
Well, then do the sandwich bet, you coward.
I demand subs.
I'm already owing one. I'm not owning 2. Yeah, I think Spain are going to
You
be
could
too
get
strong.
back to 0 if you win, if you're that confident.
No, I'm not that confident. That's the thing. But I am gonna, anyway, I'm going to tip Spain. That's my first little tip. I'm not even going to talk about it because you guys are just going to go against it. So, having a look at an early Thursday night NRL look, North Queensland taking on Cronulla. I think Cronulla can get the job done in this one.
Cronulla are a psycho.
Yeah, they're
ridiculous.
the underdogs in this one, I think, because it's in North Queensland. Cronulla have had a roller coaster this season, but they're back up to 6th. Cowboys are still trying to push for finals in 9th. The Sharks smashed them in the last meeting 44-6, and they love playing at the Queensland Country Bank Stadium. They've won there the last 4 times. So
They knocked them off in the finals.
knocked them off in the finals as well. Cronulla, I think Alex and Phil were talking about in the NRL show, were really bad defensively. But the last 2 weeks, they've tightened that up. They've only allowed 22 points across those last 2 matches. Hines and Mulatalo just
I
been
wouldn't
getting
be
better
really
and better.
trusting Phil at the moment. We did give Canberra a chance on Sunday, and they lost 44-2.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
get on the NRL podcast, NRL show.
We had some, actually, in fairness, other than that, we actually nailed the weekend. So just that one we're like, Cronulla at the line's a great bet. Nope.
Yeah. But Cronulla, they've looked a bit up and down, but they do like playing in North Queensland. So I'm going to go Cronulla head-to-head at $2.35. I was surprised by that. And then even if you want to be a bit safer, plus 4.5 is $1.85 for Cronulla.
And we know that Stats Guy likes to play it safe.
No, I'm going Cronulla head-to-head. I really like them here.
All right.
Sure.
Dig it. Let's do some best bets.
Best bets, it's best bets. It's time for all the best bets.
What a crooner. The Las Vegas Raiders. Under 6.5 wins.
Oh.
This team stinks. With all my love for handsome Jimmy G, as we call him, Jimmy Garoppolo, he is very handsome. He's not that great at being a quarterback. The big
why he
problem
was
is, if you're not that great at being a quarterback, your team's probably going to stink it up.
Yeah.
Because he goes from a team, Kyle Shanahan's, 49ers, where you have a great coach. The Raiders have Josh McDaniels, one of my least favorite coaches. He was the offensive coordinator for my beloved New England Patriots for years and years and years, and rode the coattails of Bill Belichick basically time and time again. Hasn't really proven himself not inept. That was a good one. Double negative.
It was.
As a head coach, he failed first time around with Denver and is now just stinking up the joint in Las Vegas. I think this team is in for a rude awakening this year. They've got a tough division where they're playing against the Chiefs and the Chargers a couple of times.
Oh, yeah, they're
going to get smashed. Even Denver. So the Denver brought in an actual coach this year in Sean Payton. Russell Wilson's still stinking it up as well, but I think they'll be better. And the Raiders, just not going to be very good. Josh Jacobs is already sort of like, can I have some money, please? And they're like, don't know about that. Just don't know. And he's like, but come on, I'm really good. And they're like, I don't know. And I don't think that bodes well for your team in general. When it gets to this point of the preseason, it's like, just pay the dude or trade, just do something. What are you doing? Devontae Adams, one of the very best wide receivers in the NFL, will probably be with the New York Jets halfway through this season.
Wow.
That's the hot take right there. He's going to get to this point and go, I don't like this very much. Vegas stinks. I hate Jimmy G. I want to go hang out with my good friend Aaron Rodgers in New York.
Yeah.
Trade me. And that's what's going to happen. So I think the Raiders stink it up. 4 or 5 wins.
How is he
max
getting
this season.
$67.5 million, Jimmy G?
Well, he's just
They got a lot of money, I guess, and he's the quarterback. Yeah.
If you're a competent quarterback, you can command about $20 million a year. Simple as that. At least.
Alex is going to be out the back later.
He's like just tossing the old pig
Look at my
skin
cannon
around.
arm.
I mean, I'm the same age as Jimmy G.
Just fires up the bazooka.
I'm as tall as him.
I mean, you haven't dated as many porn stars, but either way.
many,
Rate My Multi for this, which isn't really a Rate My Multi, but play the song.
Rate my multi.
There's an unders team win multi that I actually don't mind. Indy going to stink, under 6.5. Raiders, they're going to stink, as I've just broken down, under 6.5. The Packers, they go from Aaron Rodgers, not a great offense even last year with Aaron Rodgers. They now have Jordan Love as their quarterback. That's how you say his name. Jordan Love. Under 7.5. I feel like they top out at 7 wins, that Packers team. And the Buccaneers, they go from Tom Brady to Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, woo.
Under 6.5. That team stinks out loud. They've already got veterans wanting to be traded from it, like preseason. They're like, I don't want to be here anymore. Can I please go?
Tampa,
Well, Tampa's, it's warm. Pause. Not much else to say. All right. But the Bucks under 6.5 as well. So if you have a preseason long Rate My Multi, that'd probably get you to around that $8, $20, $30 mark as well. Yep. And I don't have any problems with any of those. So I'm going to rate my own multi and give that a 9.5.
We rate our own multis now, Alex.
This is mine.
Yeah.
You can't multi it. That's why.
You can't multi it just yet.
Yeah, so hence boo.
I do like it though.
Give it to the end of preseason. You better multi that one up. Just tuck it away in the back of your head. All right, Alex, best bets.
Brentford top 10 EPL finish this season at $2.80.
Where's this come from? It's on the weekend.
Yeah, it's come from the weekend. Well,
plays one game.
Yeah.
They won it all.
All right,
There's 37
hot
games
takes after the weekend. Chelsea still aren't good. Man United suck.
we were pretty good.
Yeah, but you still didn't win.
Yeah, against Liverpool, who are going to be top 4. I'll take that every day of the week.
Yeah, great. You've had 5 draws in a row. It was the first goal in 500 and something minutes between you two. Well done. Anyway, Brentford top 10. They were better than I thought against Tottenham, who do have a better overall team, but I still think they'll struggle with that. Harry Kane. The good thing about Brentford is they're really well structured. Team. They've still got Ivan Toney who'll come back in the back half of the season. And last year at home, they went 10-7-2 with the only losses to Arsenal and Newcastle. Hot take, Newcastle are way better than I thought. Holy crap. Just like sort of what a Brighton was. We saw Brighton come out and win easily over the weekend. Brentford won't go backwards. Thomas Frank's awesome. He's going to keep them up there and thereabouts once again. And they'll just look to build on that really strong home record and turn some of those draws into wins. They still look very dangerous throughout the game on the weekend. That first half was fantastic.
That was awesome, yeah.
You're gonna hear a lot about Ange Ball. I'm sick of it already. Great. Tottenham.
It's because you're a hater.
It's because for 3 years when Tottenham had Conte Mourinho, they were boring as all hell.
Yeah.
When
at least we'll see some goals.
Under Poch, they were fun,
Yeah.
but it's Tottenham, so screw you. Anyway, Brentford will
Also,
finish in the top 10 at
just a
$2.80. Well, I'm an Arsenal fan. Of course I hate Tottenham.
Yeah, you're a hater.
Screw them.
I like it.
Yeah.
So what was that again? $2.
Brentford finished top 10 at $2.80 because I love Thomas Frank and his glorious hair.
Nice.
And also, they're actually a good football team to watch.
Yeah.
All right.
Interesting.
Liam.
Oh, yeah, that's my name.
Did you forget who he was there?
Yeah, I'm
It's like,
sorry.
I don't know. Do we
Change it up.
have to go to Stats Go for the best bets? I don't know.
Oh, this is the best one of the lot. So
It better be.
Yeah.
No
F1
pressure, stats guy.
F1 future. I'm looking at a driver to win at least one race this year.
Whoa.
So Red Bull have won every single race so far in this summer break. So we're halfway through the F1 season at the moment. But the closest driver at the moment has been Lando Norris for McLaren. McLaren, they finally
Lando system.
Lando. He's got an awesome name
He's
as well.
not a system. He's a man.
McLaren, they finally improved their car, looking quicker than Mercedes, Ferrari, and Aston Martin. They're pushing for second in most races at the moment. And Lando, who's been extremely unlucky with some flags. He was leading some races. They had a flag, pulled him back in, then Max just pulled straight past him. He's been very stiff. The form coming into the break, he was 4th, 2nd, 2nd, and 7th. 7th was a bit unlucky with one of those flags, as I mentioned. 4th, the same. 2nd and 2nd, he was off the pace of Red Bull. But if Red Bull have a hiccup, they're going to have one hiccup race. I'm hoping, because no one wants a whole season of them just
Sandwich
winning.
bet. They are not going to.
Well, if they win
win
20,
every
if they win
race.
all 20 races, then that would be, I think that's a record. Absolutely is a record. Sergio Perez for Red Bull, he hasn't been at his best. He hasn't won since I think it was race 2. He's
Checo's breaking your heart.
even dropped out of the top 10 a couple of races, so he's definitely
I have
been.
literally no interest in the F1 this year. It's been so boring.
Yeah, it has been. But
That Australia one was chaos. Now that it sucks.
yeah, we need some more chaos. So if there is chaos, I think Red Bull, something happens to them. Lando's going to be the first one there. He's going to be in that top 4
Turn
a
it
lot
into
this
Mario
year.
Kart.
So $3 for Lando just to win one race, I think is really good odds on Bet365.
All I know about this F1 season is that Drive to Survive is going to stink
Yeah.
this year.
Well,
Because Max is on
It's
the
like we've
talk.
fired a couple of the guys that you've heard speaking over the
They're
last
lucky
few years.
Daniel Ricciardo's come
And
back,
also, Red Bull won everything.
yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
It's like, well, this is a very short
And
episode.
Christian's going to be like, this is great. How good's life?
Yeah.
Screw you, Toto. I'm the best.
They also, what have we've lost, what, 2 team principals that are sort of the main
There's a
dudes
few
for-
things other than the rate. Like you got Daniel Ricciardo
Danny
coming
Rick
back,
obviously
which
back.
Drive to Survive will be like, thank God, because he's
That
the biggest
smile will
personality.
light up a room.
Yeah, he's the biggest personality.
Right, we can just hear every idiot in Australia who wants to be innovative go, we got to make it like Drive to Survive. No, you don't. Shut up.
But yeah, Lando's going to.
Oh shoot! I've got a hole in my favorite sweatshirt. Like, all right, quarterback, aka NFL Drive to Survive. It's like the most boring TV show
I've
I've
watched that,
ever.
yeah.
At least Hard Knocks, you've got people doing swears. That's fun.
The golf
it's like
one-
beep 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 beep. Beep! And you're like, yes, I love Hard Knocks. And you watch
Swearing!
you got quarterback, and it's Kirk Cousins go, oh shoot, I've got a hole in my shirt.
No, it's a,
It's like, what is happening here?
wait,
He's
Dan,
not
are we,
even Canadian.
are we allowed to come down here and swear? Cool damn fart.
yeah.
Give me Hard
I was
Knocks.
about to say
and
the
give me Dan.
tennis one's the worst one. It was so boring.
Yeah.
Tennis one was a bit.
Because
weird.
golf-
tennis players stink.
They followed
They're just
Curiosity's
boring
girlfriend for a
dorks.
whole episode. Like,
The-
no
the-
one wants to see that.
The golf one was all right.
The golf one was good. Yeah.
The
Can we
actual-
have an AFL one where it's just like we follow?
No,
like,
they didn't. It sucked.
No, we
I
followed
liked it.
Toby Green around, Cody Waitman,
Dusty.
Bailey,
Chad Warner.
Bailey Smith. it's like how many footy players can we get doing rack? Like that's all I want. That's all I want out of my entire AFL show. That's all I ask. Anyway,
I mean, you could do a horse racing one because that's seemingly what they all do at the moment.
apparently.
Follow Jamie Carr around.
Yeah, there we go.
Nice one. It's just a bit of white line fever. Anyway, that's it. Co-Bet Daily done for today and maybe forever. No, we'll be back on deck tomorrow with a full-blown Matildas England breakdown show.
Spoiler alert, we're all tipping the Tillies.
Yeah. But we'll dig into some goal scorer stuff there as well.
Yep.
So get right around the show, of course. Subscribe on your podcast app. You can also dig in and find all the stars and all that sort of stuff. So like, review, comment, whatever you're going to do. Check us a follow across all the socials as well. What do we got? Facey, IG, X, TikTok, Twitter. No, I already said that one. Threads,
We had a cheat sheet
YouTube.
and it's disappeared.
Twitch. Yeah, sure.
YouTube.
Nice.
Any
All right.
social
Just
media.
give us thumbs up and 5 stars all over the joint, please.
Alex will find you and he will.
He'll make you see 5 stars.
He'll make you.
Yeah.
He'll give you 5
Knuckle
stars.
sandwiches.
Send in any questions, any comments via the socials, any rate my multis you want Stats Guy to rate, he'll do it for $20. And I think that's
5.
it. Thanks, Stats Guy.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alex.
Yeah, cheers.
Thanks as always to Gerald for producing and our man Leo, the social guy, does a great job. May all your picks come in, I reckon. How are we feeling about this?
Very good.
Good show.
Can't
Fun
lose.
day. What do we say, Stats Guy?
Gamble responsibly.
All right, happy punting. We'll catch you tomorrow. Go Bet Daily. Out.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.